Hello, welcome to another edition of After the Whistle. We back. I don't think we weren't on last week.
No.
Nah, we weren't.
You was doing something.
Oh yeah, I was in Connecticut.
Yeah.
I was in Connecticut. I forgot. These weeks go, man. Who you telling? These weeks go by. I'm here. We got Ant joining us once again. All the way from. What's going on, man?
Oh man.
Yeah,
That's the word.
Yeah, the other day I texted him like that dude Chris Matthews shouted him out on an IG post and stuff.
That's dope.
Because he was out here in Cambridge for something.
Okay.
I don't know what he was out here for. He was out here doing something. Small world.
Yeah, yeah.
Small.
Basketball universe is very small.
Right.
Yeah, Lethal Shooter's my guy, man. He played with me for half a season.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
You see. yeah, like you said, man, basketball world's a small world.
Yeah, it's like we know somebody knows somebody knows somebody, bro. It's weird. It's weird though. It's weird, but it's cool though.
Hey man, that's how the world works. That's how the world works. I mean, March Madness coming down to the final end where Final Fours on both the men's and women's. I think they was talking about it like when the tournament started, like this tournament, especially on the men's side, like the first week of the tournament was like one of the best tournaments, like the matchup wise and games wise. They was talking about it, like there was a whole lot of good matchups in that first week, the first like 2 rounds and stuff like that. Even going on, like this men's tournament has been really interesting and competitive.
I mean, there's a lot more parity in college basketball. You know, money's being shifted and thrown everywhere. And I'm just seeing that it seems like the cream is rising to the top with this tournament.
We got 4 number 1 seeds in the Final Four, so yeah, you can say that. But it's definitely like the favorites have been overwhelmingly getting it done for the most part.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I think this is the first time since like 2008 or something like that, where all the number 1 seeds got to the Final Four. But I mean, it's March, man. This is every year in March. It's nothing special is going on this year. This happens every year in March. There's upsets, there's buzzer beaters, there's guys like that you never heard of that like stamp their ticket to the league. This happens every single year in college basketball.
You see, I think it was St. Francis. They dropped divisions after, and I think what their administrator said, they just don't have the capacity to compete in Division One. I think that's legit was their reason for dropping down.
It's gonna be. I feel it's gonna happen to a good amount of small schools. They might drop the D2 so they can just be, I want to say, more competitive. And then talking about all this money that's been shifting around. A random thought crossed my mind. I'm like, I won't be surprised if down the road a mid-major organization or college gets caught up in a scandal when they trying to like take street money and try to funnel it through the program and try to like compete with some of these schools with all this bread. Don't be surprised, bro. He just crossed my mind a couple of days ago. I was like, I would not be surprised though.
One of the assistant coaches at St. Francis, PA, is a guy, Devin Sweetney. He's a guy I played against. His brother is Michael Sweetney. Played in the league with the Bulls and all that. I don't know if you guys remember him. Yeah. But
Georgetown.
Devin Sweetney, a guy I played pro with. He actually right before they played Central Connecticut State. Because the head coach of Central Connecticut State, Pat Sellers, he was an assistant of mine at UMass. So I'm always in touch with him. But right before they played Central Connecticut State in the conference championship, I got back in touch with Devin, and he was asking me about some players, some guys or whatever. I was going to send him some film. They ended up winning against Central Connecticut State and getting into the tournament. And then like a week later announced they were going D3. I spoke to him since they announced they were going D3, and he's kind of like lost. He doesn't understand where it's coming from. I saw the quote that the headmaster of the school, whatever he is, said that you're referring to, but when was St. Francis, PA ever competing with the Power 5 schools for players? They like before NIL, they weren't getting top 100 ESPN players. So I don't know how NIL is affecting them in any way.
Well, I just mean, like as you see, they were Division I for a good amount of time, and now they're just dropping divisions. I just feel like there's going to be a lot of mid-major schools that's going to be like, we can't compete at all. We're just going to just drop divisions completely.
They couldn't compete before NIL.
I understand what you're saying, but
this is St. Francis, PA, in the NEC conference. They couldn't compete before NIL, so it's not NIL as the reason why they can't compete. They actually competed and made it to the tournament for the first time ever. So I don't know. You can blame NIL if you want, but it's not NIL.
I'm just saying the drop from D1 to D3 is crazy. So we got to figure out what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, that's a drastic drop, though.
It is.
So
it is, but you know what they don't have to do anymore, though? They don't have to give scholarships.
You're right.
It could be something simple like that. Like, don't tell me that NIL is stopping you from getting players. Like, that's like. You weren't getting those players before NIL.
I hear what you're saying.
That's not real.
But we're talking about how all this money being shifted around the whole globe, but college basketball. So I'm just saying, like, for teams that just feel like they can't compete at all, I get it. You're saying they're not going to make the tournament, they're not going to be top 25,
even top 50. They couldn't compete before. Yeah. But they've never signed an ESPN top 100 kid before NIL. So NIL is not stopping them. They're not competing because of NIL. They're not competing because they were a private, like, Catholic school. So, like, they're not, like, it's not because of NIL, bro. They weren't getting the players before that.
I didn't know where that school was, but hey, valid points.
Exactly.
Michael went there. Michael Clark, Greg's nephew. Yeah, he went there and transferred to Marshall. Gotcha.
Yeah, that was one of the more interesting developments. But Elite Eight matchups. First, we look at Duke and Alabama. Alabama coming off a game where they hit 25 threes. It was like they couldn't miss. And then in this game, it was just Duke's defense was just overwhelmed them. Because I was watching this game. When I watched this game, it was like every point they got, they had to work extra hard to get it. It seemed like they couldn't get an easy basket throughout the game. The big man from Duke was giving them issues. And then Duke's offense, they was moving the ball around, kept finding guys open, and they couldn't make baskets, couldn't get a stop. And they was trying to replicate making 25 threes again. Not really going to happen again. So they just met a team that just, head and shoulders was better than them. Was this the second time they played this season?
Off the top of my head, I don't know.
Okay.
No, Duke played Auburn.
They played Auburn, okay. Yeah, they played Auburn, okay.
I wasn't really expecting much out of this matchup in regards to Alabama. If Sears wasn't balling, it seemed like there's a huge drop-off. He really couldn't get nothing off. I didn't see much boogie from him, so I just feel like if he's not hitting, open threes, pull-up threes, and get into the cup, it's going to be tough for Alabama to get over the hump, which, as you saw.
Yeah, if you're just a three-point shooting team, if threes don't go in, you're not going to win the game. That's really what it came down to.
Yeah, and it was like they had no backup plan. It was like no backup plan if these threes.
Yeah, Alabama is also not a great defensive team, right? They score 100-something points, they give up 80-something points. That's kind of what they do. Duke predicates itself on defense.
Yeah, the Duke, it was just all around. Duke this tournament, they've just been dominating all their opponents so far. I don't think they've had a single-digit win. All their wins been double digits, and it's been like multiple guys have been doing stuff. Cooper Flack's gonna do his thing, but some of those other guys, Con Knipple having 21, Tyrese Proctor having 17. Tyrese Proctor, he's been there like 3 years, 4 years.
He's a junior.
He's a junior, right?
Some experience.
He finally, he's kind of like his first 2 years, he was still figuring stuff out.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, especially with those guys that transferred. So, but yeah, Duke moving on. First Final Four for Shire in his little coaching tenure here at Duke. Next up, Michigan State and Auburn. This was another interesting game because Michigan State, it just looked like they couldn't get anything going. They fall behind.
They didn't belong. Michigan State didn't belong. They don't belong there.
It was like they could not get you fall behind double digits, and it looked like they were nervous and just it was all sloppy for them. A lot of turnovers.
As Ann said, they didn't belong.
They didn't belong. I don't even know how they ended up getting a 2 seed. They made a crazy run at the end of the year, but Michigan State too.
You know,
average team.
Yeah, they had a good run in the tournament.
They do this every year. They make that that late run and stuff like that, and then they run to an opponent that's head and shoulders better than them. But yeah, there was so many sloppy play in that game from them.
I'm just happy to see Auburn, make it to the Final Four, get over the hump, because they're usually, they're usually solid, but they usually don't get over it, unless I'm tripping.
The last time was it 2019 or 2020 that was in the Final Four? That year, Virginia won it.
I don't even remember that tournament, bro, because I was surprised Virginia won it.
I think, was that the COVID tournament? No. Yeah, I don't remember. But yeah, that was the last time that they was in the Final Four. So good luck to Bruce Pearl, but yeah, I'm not the biggest Auburn fan.
I haven't heard many people talk about Auburn maybe winning it, so yeah, good luck to them.
Probably the game of the tournament, Florida and Texas Tech. The dude from Florida, he is calm, cool, and collected. Walter Clayton Jr. made some big shot. They went on I think it was an 18-4 run to close out the game. They was down 9 or 10 with like 2 or 3 minutes left, and then they hit like 3 threes in a row, and just like that, got back in the game. And then the shot that tied the game from Clayton, that shot, I was like, okay, because he was feeling it.
I mean, for all the kids, watching college basketball, the game isn't over till the buzzer sounds. So you might be down 10, 12. You might feel like the game's out of reach, but all you do is make a couple smart plays down the stretch, and who knows what might come out of it. Because I was folding clothes watching this. I'm like, they might come back, they might not. And then before you know, the game was over.
Yeah, Florida's they're a better team. Clayton, he's I was just saying this earlier, he's just always even keel, man. Like he doesn't get too excited, he doesn't get too down. He has like the same look on his face all the time. He's just always cool about the situation no matter what it is. And him and the number 10 kid, however you say his name, it's like Haugh or something, it's spelled weird. They carried in the second half, man, and he's a dog.
But they definitely made some big shots, and I think they did the same thing in the previous matchup in the round before, just like big shots down the stretch to get them in that win over Maryland, because I think Maryland had like made a run or something like that, but and then like they just pulled away in that one. It was like down the stretch. They just were making big shot after big shot, and really calm team too. They just even keeled the whole game and stuff.
I mean, they've been good all year, so I'm sure they believed in themselves and they didn't really think they were going to lose that game. Regardless,
yeah,
they were down by.
Yeah, and I like their style of play too. But so this is their first Final Four, I think, since the Joakim Noah era time. I think this is their first one.
Probably.
Yeah. So and then Houston, this is their second one or third one in the last like couple years or so like that. So a couple of these teams making first time or re-emerging back to the Final Four. But these Final Four previews: Duke, Houston, Auburn, Florida. I think the game probably most people are going to be interested is the Duke-Houston one. These two teams, they played early in the season. I think Houston won getting that off a defensive stop late in the game. I think Flag like had a turnover or something late in that game or something like that. But this is going to be a good matchup. This is going to be a really good matchup.
What you think, Ant?
I think this is the national championship for me. Both teams really get out and defend the ball, and I think they match up very, very well, man. Duke's big, Duke's long. That's been like kind of getting them over. That definitely hurt Alabama in the last game, but Houston's just as big, just as long. They have sharpshooters. They have taller guards. They have. I think this is going to be I think it's going to be an amazing game. Me personally, I have Houston, but that's not to say Duke can't win the game.
Yeah, I liked Houston, and I'm sorry Red Storm. So at least one of them teams made it, but I like Houston. They solid. They got great guard play.
Yeah.
And just, you know what I mean, their bigs are just solid. What's the dude with the braids? I forgot his name. He be killing in the post.
Roberts.
Yep, Roberts, yep. So, yeah, man, definitely looking forward to that game.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking at their roster too, and like got a lot of upperclassmen playing big time minutes too, which that definitely plays a role during this time because you're gonna need that. But yeah, as he said, tough defense, and you know Emmanuel Sharp, he sharpshooter. He is a sharp, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Prior to the Uzin kid, that he's a dog. It's gonna be a good game, man. They both have a lot of weapons and two good coaches.
Yeah, and I don't think Houston will be bothered by big man from Duke, the big man.
No, because they have a big dude. Their five is a big dude. He's a big dude too.
Right. Yeah. So this game might be coming down to one of those. Whoever can make the biggest play down the stretch, it's probably going to come down to it. Which their first meeting, that's what it came down to. But this is definitely going to be the game everybody is watching. Auburn and Florida, did they play in the SEC championship game?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, they played during the season too. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're in the SEC.
Yeah, because in the SEC championship game, I think Florida was up for a little bit. I mean, Auburn was up for a little bit, and then Florida just late in the game, they pulled away. I think Florida was down like 10 or 12 in that game, and then they just come back. And it was kind of like the same thing. Walter Clayton Jr. just making big shots, and then them getting stopped like that. But this might be a high-scoring game. This one, but I like Florida though, just because I'm not.
Yeah, I like Florida. I think it's hard. Kind of like Kentucky, right? Because Kentucky beat Tennessee twice in the regular season and then lost to them in the tournament. So it's hard to beat a team 2-3 times in the same year. But I do like Florida. I'll be honest with you. I'm not sold on Auburn.
Main point why I said many people aren't talking about them winning it because like they're happy they made it there. But I've heard a lot of people talk about Duke, Houston.
Yeah, even them being number one most part of the season, at some points in the season, it was still like, I don't know. There's just something about the construction of the team that I just don't think they're gonna win it all. But hey, this is why you play the game because you never know.
This is why you play the game. I had Florida in one of my brackets and Houston in my other one.
All right.
I didn't fill out a bracket this year.
Yeah.
I just told folks if you pick Auburn, you're gonna be disappointed.
Oh, no, don't get it wrong. I'm always just donating money when I do the brackets.
No.
Have you ever won one, like a good one like that? Like I won one, but it was Louisville.
I've never won a bracket period. I've had the right champion, but I've never won a bracket period, man. Man, look, I bet.
The year I won, everybody won. They picked Louisville that year.
Yeah.
So I was like, whoa.
Yeah, we did.
I bet too much to win a bracket, man. That's for people that don't know anything. You just pick teams.
All right.
Too much dumb stats in my head. I can't win that.
No, yeah, I was in. We did like a bracket challenge. Me and like 20 other people. It was giving away money because I was like, bruh.
I'd be so impressed by the people that like get like one or two teams wrong. I'm like, yo, how? Like, what are you looking at?
I'm in one now. One of my coach's daughter is winning it. She's 7 years old. She picked teams by the number she liked, by their seed. If there was number 7 and she liked it, that's what she picked. She's winning.
That's wild.
Sometimes you ain't gotta overthink it. Just go with simple logic. Oh man. Yeah, there be people that be picking off like the team's jerseys or what color their jerseys are and stuff like that.
Yeah. I feel like the less you know, the better off you are when it comes to the brackets.
Cause I was heard when you like play poker and stuff, the more you know about the game, the more you kind of psych yourself out from doing certain things that you wouldn't do.
All right. Overthink it.
There's them folks that be at the blackjack table.
I wish I was good at cards, man. I'm past that time now.
I watch my brother. I just watch him mess up his money.
Take that hit on 19, baby. Don't be scared.
All right.
We're gonna go to our athletes corner this week. We had the St. Mary's Lady Spartans in here. We had the whole team actually. So check this out, and we're gonna come back. Hello, and welcome to another edition of Athletes Corner. And today we have the Division III Girls State Champions, St. Mary's Lady Spartans. How you doing, ladies?
Good.
First off, we're going to have everybody introduce themselves. We're going to start off with Reese.
Hi, I'm Reese.
Hi, I'm Jillian.
I'm Jalen.
I'm Juliana.
I'm Gabby.
Lily.
I'm Janae.
I'm Charlie.
I'm Tabby.
I'm Cece. I'm Sophia.
I'm Bella.
And I'm Jeff.
Everybody don't got a last name. Coach, welcome back.
Thank you.
How's the last couple days been?
It's been great. You know, we're at the point now. I think that's 5 days removed, where the end of the season's a reality, and I guess I have to admit it because we're all here. But you kind of miss being together and at practice every day. But it's much better when you've won the last game than the other 46 teams that did not.
Doesn't it feel like it went by so fast? Like one blink of an eye, we just end Thanksgiving, first day of tryouts and practice, and then blink of an eye again, you're in Lowell playing for the state title.
Yeah, it's especially for the seniors. I say it in basketball, hockey, winter sports. The idea is to really get to Thanksgiving, because for the seniors, that's like the big football game. It's homecoming. It's the powder puff game, all that stuff. And then basketball starts the next Monday, and then for us, we've been lucky enough to really go almost 4 months. We sit here, 2 weeks away from April, and they graduate in early May. So it really gets you through your senior year pretty quickly. More than half of our senior year for our two seniors was spent in a basketball season. So it was a long season, but it certainly went by quickly.
Yeah, like for Reese, she said she's been at the school since 7th grade, so like it's still like a long 5 years here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very
long. Oh, okay.
You know, because you have kids in the program that'll start, some if they're good enough to be on the team as 7th grade, 8th grade, right? And then you see their growth for like a 5-year span, right? How do you see, what it was like the perspective you get when you see from them coming in as so young and then leaving as young adults?
Yeah, I think they've had the luxury over the years of being on the same team with kids that are much older than them, or preparing to go to college. I think a majority, more than half of these kids were on this team either now or prior when they were in either 7th or 8th grade. We have 4 8th graders here now. And we have kids that are freshmen, sophomores, seniors that were on the team when they were in middle school too. And I think the biggest difference is really, when you look back, at the pictures from middle school, just physically how much bigger and stronger they are than they were in 7th or 8th grade. I think they've always been good basketball players. All of them have and are and will continue to be. But I think the speed of the game and the physicality of the game and their growth, physically and mentally, is really the key to being able to become a next level player.
Yeah, definitely. Reese, you and Juliana, 2 seniors, right? So y'all are eldest statesmen, right? So what's the kind of responsibility that the two of you took, in being the leaders of this team?
I mean, last year we only had 1 senior, so we didn't have as much leadership as we normally have. Right. So I think this year is definitely about just being loud in practice and being vocal. Bella also took on a huge role on that too, because we have a lot of young girls. So that was just the biggest thing.
But what's like the hardest part of that?
I mean, sometimes I get down on myself, so it's hard to be there for my teammates when I can't even be there for myself, So I mean, just pushing through the mental aspect of it, because we got tired. It was a long season, so
right.
Yeah.
your team had a unique, I mean, as Coach said it after the game Friday, you guys played the toughest schedule in the state, right? Played all the top teams. I think 4 of the teams or 5 of the teams you guys played in the state title game, right? How was those games help shape the team? Both of you can answer, you and Bella.
I feel like Jeff really schedules really good competition preseason and postseason. I mean, he can't schedule postseason, but preseason to really prepare us for the postseason. Like we played Medfield, Women Hanson, teams like that, and those teams went really far in the tournament, and I think that really prepared us to play the best basketball we can in the postseason.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with Bella.
Also, like, which game was the game that kind of got things really going? That kind of helped the team go on to see how good they could be.
I think that the game was Cathedral because in the beginning we were down to like 10 or more, but then like the second half, like the fourth quarter, we started to like flip the switch and our intensity was way better.
Yeah, I think too, we had a lot of different players in the game, like Gabby, for example. Gabby doesn't really get a lot of minutes in tough situations, and she really stepped her role and showed everybody else that she could play at the highest level that she can.
Yeah, the team was so deep too, because there were some games where it was numerous players did different things, not even scoring wise. It's just other aspects of the game, like hustling, getting the loose balls and stuff like that. It's just a product of players wanting to get on the court and trying to just do something to contribute.
Yeah, we have a lot of players that do a lot of different things. A lot of things that go unnoticed are like defense and hustle plays, like you said, because everybody can score the basketball, but what can you do on the other side of the ball? For example, Juliana had a really good lockdown game against Fian, shut down their best player to, I think, 5 points. We also had Lena. She's not here right now, but she had a good possession at the end of the game on defense, even though she can't really score that much. We also have Janae, great defender. She gets low. We can go on and on, but everybody played well.
Lily, what was kind of difference for you this year? I know. She was hiding back there. What kind of difference in your game from last year to this year? It seemed like you had a little more aggression this year offensively, and the playmaking was a lot more this year.
Yeah, I think a big key was just confidence, knowing my game and what I can do to help my teammates out with playmaking and stuff like that. Defense is really key for me. So when team's good and defense going, that makes it so much easier for our offense to roll.
Was last year's deep run kind of like set a tone for you on what you need to do in the off season to come back even better?
Yeah, definitely. Every year, our plan is to go as far as we can to the state championship, and we didn't get there last year, and so this year it was really a strive to get there.
Yeah. Janae and Cece. Hey, y'all, what's the game? Janae, for you, the Worcester South game, that was kind of a breakout game for you as far as scoring and defense and that. What was it about that game that got you going?
I think it was really like defense hustling. I knew like we really needed it, especially our team. Like our like energy was always so up, and like bring that defense and like hustle. I feel like it would just be like even more energy. Right.
Well, Coach, how do you as a coach to put in the players that young, you have to have a lot of confidence in them. Where did you see that that she can be one of those players to come in and be productive on the court?
Yeah, actually, we've played, and I know some of the girls will attest to it that have been here for a while. We went deeper than we've ever gone this year, but I think it's because of the talent level that we have. In her particular case, she's new, but I really saw some things in a tournament in Canton when we played Foxborough in a summer league tournament, where some just key moments, key plays were made at both ends of the floor, but specifically on the defensive end, just disrupting what they wanted to do, but understanding kind of what was at stake in that game, considering it was a summer league, don't get me wrong, but that was a team that had eliminated us, so I think our kids are a little more motivated than a normal August afternoon, and a lot of our people played really well in that tournament, because as we say all the time, it doesn't matter if it's here or Canton or Louisville, Kentucky. when you play and you have a chance to do something well, that someone will notice.
Yeah.
Just don't know who.
Yeah, definitely. CC coming off the bench, really an impactful bench player, right? Giving them a spark. Your mindset coming off the bench, what was that going into the games?
I feel like when I'm going into the game, I need to have the mindset that I need to help the team and that the people that I'm taking off the court are getting a break. So I need to do the best I can while I'm on the court and just play my heart out.
What's like the aspect that you try to do, you try to impact in the game when you get in there?
I look to try to play the best defense I can and try to help my team with scoring a little bit and just doing the right things.
Right. When the buzzer went off on Friday, it was Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Friday. When the buzzer went off on Friday, what was kind of the feeling everybody had once the game was over and you knew you won another one?
For me, it was kind of hard, just feeling. I don't need the mic. It was kind of hard because I didn't get to play with my seniors one more game. I think Reese and Juliana had the best game they possibly could, and we did a lot of great things. But just knowing that I can't play with them high school basketball anymore is kind of rough for me. But I think we all played really great, and our energy was pretty well.
Same question. Anybody can answer.
Good, Joe.
Got you. It was a really bittersweet moment. I mean, obviously I love winning. It was a great feeling, but I was just really sad because I won't be with my seniors anymore. So might have cried, but it's okay because we won.
Yeah, we got it on video. Julie, you had an injury too. It looked really serious, the ankle injury, but you were able to come back. How's that sitting out a couple games because of the injury, and then what did you have to do to get back and get in a groove, sort of thing?
I mean, obviously it was hard to sit on the sidelines when I love playing so much and I love being with my team, but after a few PT sessions, just icing it and taking care of it, I was able to get back in it.
Yeah. What's one thing that you took from this year that's kind of going to help you, when summer hoops come around, AAU hoops come around, it's kind of that you're going to work on so next year you guys can be back at the same situation?
I'd say this season helped me work on my leadership and really coming together as a team.
Yeah. Coach, when, like you said, graduating 2 seniors, but also every time a new season comes, you're always looking for a new group of leaders, right? What's one thing you look for in players when you're trying to find those leaders on the team? Because sometimes the leader doesn't always have to be the best player on the team.
Yeah, I think there's so many different levels of it. I mean, Reese had talked about practice, and we've had different people step up. It doesn't matter if it's Reese or Bella. I mean, I always say it, I know it's we kids sometimes, but Sophia, she was on the scout team defense, and she kind of took that. I mean, there's different levels of leadership, and you need all of it. Jill, when Jill does something really well, she gets all fired up, and the Cathedral game, even though we were down 14, she had an N1 and went bananas, and I think that ignited us, right? And then there's kids that lead by example, like Lily does the right thing almost all the time, right? From a basketball IQ standpoint. Right. So there's so many different levels of it, and we're hoping that a lot of the other kids, outside of Juliana and Reese, the ones that are coming back, just learned maybe 1 or 2 things, whether it's being more vocal, playing with a little more emotion, playing a little harder, being a defensive leader, being a leader in practice. So it takes more than just the word leader. I think there's just a number of different ways that you can lead, and this team had a bunch of different types of leaders, which is why I think we were successful.
All right, for Juliana and Reese, what is one thing you're going to miss the most about this group, and the school?
You want to go first? I mean, a lot. It's bittersweet per usual, but I have my next journey in front of me. I'm gonna miss Newhall because he's like my second father to some extent. And then all the girls, they've been lovely. I met some of them this year, but I formed a great bond with them, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna also miss Newhall and all of these girls because I've been here since my freshman year, and even the new girls, I'm gonna really miss them a lot.
We are back. First, I want to shout out Coach Brooks School Coach Kenya Jones for this hat, for this beanie. I think it's one of his buddies company or something like that. He's doing, like, he got a bunch of hats and shirts.
Okay, we played Brooks in prep school.
Yeah, so I talked to him. He was in the studio last week, talked to him about their season, and then he gave me the sass, so shout out to him. Be on the lookout for that interview and stuff like that. And then he explained to me the differences between Class A, Class AA, Class B, because I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense now. Because I used to just see it, all these Class A, Class, and I'm just like, but, yeah, all right. The Pats. They made a little splash. They signed Stephon Diggs.
Didn't he just come off? Ain't he coming off an ACL?
Yes, he's coming off an ACL injury. He's another year older. He's got some wear and tear, but I mean, give the young receiver a veteran receiver. Give the young quarterback a veteran receiver, I guess.
So how come we can't get like young greats?
Right. This would have been a great signing like 3-4 years ago.
Even when Moss came over here, why can't we get young, you know what I mean? Or at least, you know what I mean? Like middle-aged Moss. Like, we got older Moss. Like, we always get the older greats. Like, come on, man.
Because it's New England, bro.
Yeah, I get it. The weather's not the, place you really want to be.
Yeah, especially for football season.
I get it.
But
Just not a place you want to be, period, if you don't have to be there, depending on who you are.
Like old celebrities performing when they pass due. Like, come on, man. Come down here when you fresh.
Speaking of that, Ed Sheeran was at a pub in Ipswich.
Ed who?
Ed Sheeran. He's like the European singer.
Ed Sheeran?
Yeah, Sharon.
I never heard no Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran.
Oh, Sharon.
Right.
Oh, I call it. Yeah, but he was in Ipswich, like last week, just performing at some bar. So random.
Hope he got some family out there or something.
Yeah, he must have just been there. He's one of the
Ipswich.
he's one of the biggest pop stars in the world.
Yeah.
He's definitely not past due.
Yeah, 'cause I saw the video and he was just like, I was like, bruh.
He probably knows some people out there.
Yeah. No, but
Who goes to Ipswich?
bruh, people usually get out of Ipswich. They don't go in there. But. Whatever. Women's Final Four is all set. Texas, South Carolina, UCLA, UConn. 3 number 1 seeds. UConn's the 2 seed. But it's like I said, the women's brackets is never surprising. Whoever's in the top 10 or the top 5 is most likely going to be in the Final Four, and that's the case here. So, Texas, this is first time in a while. South Carolina, trying to repeat again. UConn trying to get on top, back on the mountain. And I don't know when the last time UCLA did anything. Yeah.
I really only follow like UConn's in regards to like women's basketball, just because they right up the street.
Yeah.
In regards to every other state.
So
Had to clear that up real quick.
So that'll be happening. Quickly, NBA, Carmelo Anthony, first ballot Hall of Famer. They announced it earlier. He's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this fall. I believe the ceremony's this fall. So
Okay.
Congratulations to him on that one. Well deserved.
Nice.
Did you guys see the fight between the Pistons and the T-Wolves?
Seen the throwing match.
I saw it too, and I don't know what Nas Reed was mad about. They called the foul. You was about to get your 2 free throws.
It was already boiled over though. It was already a thing. Yeah.
Because for him to react like that off that, that hadn't been going on.
Yeah, it was already a thing. DiVincenzo was already getting into it with Stewart, and it was already like they were already hot, both teams.
But hey, people be talking about how the NBA is boring now, but this is the stuff they want to see. They always talk about old school NBA, how they want that back.
People say everything's boring now because negativity gets clicks.
Right, but
the NBA's not boring, neither is the NCAA, neither like none of the above. It sounds good, I guess. People click on it. Negativity rules now, but it hasn't been boring.
Speaking of that,
it's not soft or none of the above, man. Like I don't understand.
Not being boring. I don't know if y'all caught last night, Warriors, Grizzlies, and then the Nuggets and the T-Wolves. I mean, some pretty great numbers. Jokic 61, 10, and 10. Curry had a 50-piece. That Nuggets loss, though, man, that was a tough sequence for Russ. Missing the layup, then fouling the three-point shooter.
I didn't even see that. I seen Steph out there.
That was the old Russ move right there.
Yeah, that was just tough because you're up and they have to foul you, so you got the break. But then committing the foul on the three-point shooter, that was, man.
Hold up, Jokic had 61, 10, and 10.
Yeah, 61, 10, and 10. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what the MVP debate stuff's about. 61, 10, and 10.
That's SGA's the MVP. I don't care if he had only one time.
GA though.
Nah,
61, 10, and 10 is whoa. Damn, that's nuts.
Yeah. Nah, he's right. It's just the season SGA's having.
No, he's
they probably gonna get 70 wins.
Like 60.
He has like 7 or 8 times where he had 40 by like in the middle of the third and didn't play again. Like it's not. He's the MVP.
Oh, it's 61, 10, and 10. Damn, that's all.
But you know these voters though, these MVP voters, you never know with them because
they think their personal feelings matter.
Yeah.
It's all about.
Yeah, but they also like there's always a point where like a person runs their course too. Like they're not giving it to Jokic again. It was the same thing when they stopped giving it to LeBron. They're like at some point, they're gonna find somebody else to give it to.
Right.
You're right.
Right, and you just can't, 34 points per game. The team got 7. Your team's like on a 70
he was the
pace
MVP last year.
Yeah.
But you just got to miss out on one to get one.
Sometimes.
Nah, for real.
Or you could be like Embiid and make a whole media campaign of how you should.
But it was the same thing. Embiid should have won that the year before. They felt like they owed him one. They gave it to him.
Yeah, and now his career is like, what's gonna happen next? Because the way they was talking about his knee injury, it's like he might have to have another surgery and miss more time. Man.
Yeah, he can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Other NBA news: Joe Mazzulla won Coach of the Month. Celtics went, I think they went 14-1 this month and stuff. Just for first time in franchise history they ever went 6-0 on a road trip, that was an interesting stat. So they're back at home tonight. Playoffs is right around the corner, so I'm sure them dudes are gearing up for the playoffs, and they're gonna start probably bringing some of their G League guys down to close out the season.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
Because I don't like watching them regular season games and they don't really play, so they gotta lose. I'm like, let's wait for the playoffs.
Yeah. So, I mean, another week or so, the playoffs is gonna be here. Pedro, what we got for boxing? If there is any.
All right, here it is. We got this Friday. Obviously, this is going to be in Australia. Tim Tszyu, the return of Tim Tszyu. Remember, he got really knocked out really bad last time he went out. There it is against Joey Spencer. So we don't know this guy, this Joey Spencer, but that's the return of Tim Tszyu this Saturday. And of course, next week, the return of Boots Ennis against this really for the unification IBF and WBO belts. This next Saturday,
No, and there you have it. That's it for boxing. We got highlights actually. This the time of the year we don't got that many interviews or highlights, but we got some highlights. We was at the Public vs. Prep event a couple weeks ago in Cambridge. Cool event.
How'd that go?
Public vs. Prep?
Yeah. This dude, he does it every year. Gets kids from the public schools, gets kids from the prep schools. There's like four games. Yeah.
So is that even fair?
Hey, Hey, they be going at it. they be going at it. The championship game actually went into overtime.
Oh, word?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it went into overtime. The
So are they very
school.
selective with their teams?
So he don't get the top prep kids, is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
So he don't get the top prep kids, is what you're telling me.
I haven't even missed the game.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you're telling me.
Not this year. Not this year, but but yeah, actually, the game's on YouTube. If y'all want to check it out.
What's it under?
Just go to my YouTube channel. You'll see
All
it.
right. Yeah,
You'll see it. Check these out, and we're gonna come back, wrap up. We are back, folks. I'm rolling out awards for the basketball season, so make sure you follow the Instagram page. You're just gonna be posting the award winners and all that. We already posted Defensive Players of the Year for boys and girls. They're on there, and I already got a comment that it should have been somebody else. But
I don't understand. What's the point of them commenting that? Like, it's not going to change anything.
It's not, but. I don't know, man.
I don't need to.
What just happened?
No, I posted the Defensive Players of the Year winners for the boys and girls, and somebody already commented that it should have went to somebody else on the boys' side.
Like, what is the point of that? Like, I just don't get it.
I don't get it either, but I'm just like, hey, man.
Did they tell who it should have been?
Yeah. Well, Shy won it. Shy, I gave it to Shy.
I was. You know what's crazy? That's the kid from Glasgow, right?
Yeah. Shy.
I was gonna say him too.
Shy, but they're saying it should have been little Brandon Antoine.
I love Cuz, but
Shy is Shy was a game changer.
And me too. I think Lil Cuz is a great D&3 guy, but like the defense he plays, like there's no stats for it, bro. Like you have to like literally watch every Tech game and be like, oh, he's locking guys up. Like you can't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I see it, but there's no like. I mean, it's hard to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Like that. You gotta have some type of steals or blocks or something, yo. But I mean, I get what they're saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but yeah, watching Shy was just like a. There was a lot of times he
was a deterrent, bro.
Yeah.
He stands out compared to.
Yeah, and there was a lot of times like when somebody would drive like. Somebody would beat one of their guards off, and then Shy's just coming out of nowhere. He just changes all that.
Again, not taking away from what Brandon does, man, because I've seen him face guys, some of the best guys in supposedly some of the best guys in the state and all that, and he played great defense, yo. But I think it's hard to measure that against a guy that's like flat out getting blocks and things like that.
Aaron's 100% right on that, because you can't. There's no stat for face guard. There's no stat for tips.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You either stat for steals and blocks, and you see Shy. what he's displaying.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
nah, yeah, Ant's absolutely right.
Yeah,
on that.
but Brandon, he did have a,
love Cuz, man.
he's gonna get his love. I got more everything coming out, so people be patient. Like they see one thing and they think that's gonna be the rest, but these guys are gonna get their recognition. Everybody knows who was doing what this year, so we would do that. But it's funny. Yeah, a lot of coaches on like stepping down. There's a lot of openings in high school basketball for head coaching positions. So we'll wait to see. Classical got an opening for football coach, English basketball. Some other schools around the area they've had coaches step down. So we'll see what happens these next couple months with these coaching positions. But we gotta get out of here. I got Bryce out there about to come in. And let them know what you guys got going on. I know you just talked about one of your players getting recruited and stuff like that. How's everybody else looking up there as far as like the recruiting process and all that?
Yeah. We're heavy in the recruiting right now. Recruiting guys for next year and getting our guys recruited. Man, we got 6 seniors and all of them got a lot of looks. Some guys specifically want to play in Canada and things like that. So, they have, we got guys like I got Greg. He's getting, courted by pretty much every single school in Canada, man. They're flying him out to Blue Jay games and Raptors games. And like, he's, he should be playing, he should be going D1. And I think all the schools know that. So they're like, they're going super hard at him. We just came back from nationals. We lost in Elite 8 by 2. We were down 1, missed the fast break layup, kind of like Westbrook. Then we had the foul, but he made 1 foul shot, and we got like a little shot from half court to try to win the game. But we lost in the Elite 8 by 2, and yeah, man, we're just trying to get guys to the next level. The kid John Rutgers was there all weekend watching him. St. Bonnie's was there watching him. Northeastern offered him. So, he's really looking into that. So, he might end up over there at Northeastern with Xavier. And it's just that time of the year, man. I've been reaching out to guys, and we've been having guys come up and take visits. And it's that time of the year, man, getting things moving, man. We just got a guy from Spain, a kid from Spain that committed. He's like a 3-4 from Spain. He's coming. Yeah, man, we got this young African kid, grade 9, who was like, it's wild what he can do right now. He's in grade 9, but we got some things we're working on, man, and we'll be young next year, but it should be a fun season.
Yeah, definitely. Then when your guys played, he plays at Maine, right? They was playing in that conference championship against Browning.
Yeah, we got a guy at Maine, Kellen. He led the league. He led like the NCAA in steals like the last couple of years. But yeah, we got a guy at Maine. He's done. Our guy at Vermont. He's just entered the transfer portal. You seen him 2 years ago locking up Filipowski when they played Duke in the tournament, Vermont versus Duke at Madison Square, right? He was locking him up. We got a guy at Coastal Carolina. I think he's entering the transfer portal. So we got some guys around in NCAA, and we got more guys coming. All right, so we're just building it.
All right, dope. Also, I forgot to do this. Shout out Tone. I think he was like in contention for Coach of the Year.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. I don't know if he won it, but he was a finalist for Coach of the Year. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. He just signed some guys too, so he's he's got that program going in the right direction. So
yeah, they finished ranked 7 in the country, man.
Yeah, he said they lost in the prep tournament, in the national prep tournament, because I think he said they missed 20 free throws or something like that.
Crazy.
Yeah, so it'd be like that. Free throws are important, but man, man, always a pleasure having you on.
Yeah, man, appreciate you coming, man.
I'll keep you in tune with what's happening around here.
You already know.
All right. Oh, we gotta get out of here. I gotta get my guy Bryson here, national track champion, national. My guy Bryce. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey yo. Hey yo.